Hey folks, this is Vince with Green Joe Coffee School. This is a video series on calculating your cost of goods. So this is one of many. It's a part of my Mobile Coffee Accelerator course. It's a course where we teach people how to either launch trucks, carts, trailers, all of it's in that course. And this particular section is our cost of goods section. So I have this calculator that helps calculate the cost of goods. And when you're looking at your cost of goods, one of the things you got to be mindful of is how you're preparing the drinks. Because, say for example, coffee. Like, let's say you just easy numbers, $10 a pound, right? If you're paying $10 a pound for a bag of coffee, cool, 16 ounces, yay. And you want to calculate how much per serving you're getting for that $10. You have to look at, essentially, you got to look at, well, how am I preparing this thing? So $10 on a bag of espresso beans, you're going to be brewing it with a different concentration ratio for your espresso than you would for like cold brew. So I think that's really important because, if we, let's convert that 16 ounces to grams, 454 grams. If you have 454 grams of coffee in a pound, and you're doing 18-gram shots, then that's going to leave you with essentially 25 shots per bag. So then you can take your 25 and then, you divide 10 by 25, gives you 40 cents a shot. So, your serving size is going to be significantly different based upon your brewing method, right? And so that's really important because you got to know how much you're using on each one of these brewing methods. So drip coffee uses a different brewing method, a different concentration ratio of coffee versus water than espresso does, than cold brew does. And so even though you're still paying $10 a pound, your output, your serving is going to alter based upon whatever your ratios are. So for me, I'll just give you a cheat code on what I have. We pay 40 cents per shot of espresso. We pay 45 cents per 16 ounce of coffee, and then we pay 89 cents per 16 ounce of cold brew. So that's significantly more, but that's kind of like the step number one when it comes to calculating, when it comes to calculating these ingredients, is looking at that unit or looking at the bag and determining how you're going to brew it. Then from there, you can say, okay, well, this is how many portions or servings per unit we're going to have. And you can take that and divide it by what your unit cost is. And I do that, for everything. I have it for tea, milk, half and half, chocolate sauce, different syrups, pastries, hot cups, hot lids, cold lids, sleeves, sugar, ice, and iced tea. So anyways, wanted to throw that out there because it's a really good tidbit when it comes to calculating your cost of goods. If you're using my calculator and you're adding more ingredients, basically you got to, make your cup. And whenever you go to make the cup, you're going to have to measure along the way of how much of the ingredient you're actually using to generate that cup. And then you can kind of reverse engineer it from there. So yeah, a little bit of tidbit information on cost of goods and breaking down your ingredients. This is Vince with Green Joe Coffee at greenjoecoffeeschool.com. Thanks.